I'm here with my very good friend Randy for another influencer response. How's it going, Randy?
It's going wonderful, and you? Good to see you again,
Yeah, so
as
good.
usual.
Always. I love it.
Yes,
I know we've got like a little tradition now. We meet every month. I love it.
we do. Twice a month now.
Yeah, I
Sometimes on the
know.
same day, sometimes not, but it's good stuff either way. Love
Yes.
talking the industry, as I know you do. So,
Yes, absolutely. So, the question for July is what roles do metal building solutions play in improving energy efficiency, and how can contractors highlight this benefit to their clients?
well, that's a great question, and I think I got a great answer, or else I shouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. There's you've got all the things, right? The insulated panels, you got the thermal break, you've got the easy solar install, the recyclability, a tight building. You've got all these things, these features, and it's interesting to me. Great timing because I just got done writing an article for a trade magazine that's coming out shortly, uh, talking about features versus benefits, right?
hmm
And I think that's the key I wanted to hone in on because everybody on here knows all the advantages of metal and all the things they do. Like I said, the reflectivity, the cool roofs, all those things. But I think a mistake that we make in the sales world, if we don't think about it, is we sell features instead of selling benefits. And we lump those sometimes into features and benefits as it's one thing, and
Right.
it's really not. Features are the gauge of my metal. The whether it's a cool roof or a not cool roof. Am I using, what type of paint system am I using? What's the substrate? Is it galvalume, galvanized? All those things are features, and they're important in developing the the end contract and the comfort level that the customer has in doing business with you. But I think more importantly, the customer doesn't necessarily know or care, or they've already done their research and they realize what they want. And as long as you have what they need, that's important. Pricing's important, but the real important thing I think is, are we selling the benefit to the homeowner? The
Right.
longevity, the durability, the fact that you're going to have a nice, comfortable house with less. We just talking about temperatures. I just got back to Michigan from Southern Florida, where I actually live most of the year. Hot, 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 right? In Florida, that reflectivity and that ventilation and those things are ultimately way more important than maybe in some parts of the country because of heat. You get in the North Country, and it's just the opposite because of the cold temperatures in the winter months. So I think as long as you've got the features there that we've talked about, and that other people can talk about even more in depth than I would, but I think the real key is when we present these as salespeople and whatever aspect we're in, whether you're a supplier or whether you're an installer, are we talking to them in a language that makes sense, that they're going to sit and spend $45,000 with you at the kitchen table this evening over a couple coffees?
Right.
Uh, what's the benefits, right, to me? Because I don't get to appreciate this galvalume roof with a cool paint system means nothing to me, particularly other than that it was important in the decision making process. What matters to me is that my house is going to be comfortable to
Yeah.
live in at a lower cost. And I think in all aspects of sales, uh, I was just talking to a group about this the other day, and it come from the post frame building industry. And it's the same concept. It doesn't matter, I think, in sales what we're selling. There's an old Zig Ziglarism that talked about selling the sizzle instead of the steak, right? When they'd walk through a restaurant with a high-end steakhouse, they'd take a loop and they'd make sure that the steak is sizzling, steaming, and the smell. You weren't buying a slab of meat at a particular rare, medium well, whatever you got. You're buying the sizzle, right?
Right.
And that's what sold you on why you wanted to be there and why'd you eat. So I think if we can, not turning the sizzle into something that it's not, because we should always be truthful and honest, but are we selling the sizzle when it comes to metal as opposed to the steak? And in that case, the steak is, uh, again, it's recyclable. It's a tight building. It's a cool roof. It's got all that great stuff.
Right.
But what is it going to do for me and the missus and the grandkids when I get done spending this 45 grand with you, right? That's the
Yeah.
important part, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. Kind of almost like changing your vocabulary a little bit and changing your language to meet where your customer's at, because your customer isn't going to be a metal building or metal roofing expert. So you got to kind of meet them in the middle a little bit to explain it to them where they can understand it.
Exactly. And I think a key there too is, and you just hit on a great point, Alex, is that different customers are different.
Hmm.
There are customers that want to know it all.
Yeah.
So never not know your features. You better know that stuff.
Right.
Just don't focus on that. As if you're with a customer that doesn't care about that, doesn't even know what that really means, you're just going to bury them with a lot of BS that they all they really want to know is my house going to be more comfortable?
Yeah.
Is I going to have long term? Is this going to be a roof that's a one and done? Right? That's what they want to hear about. But also, there are those customers that have done the research, and you better know what the reflectivity is. You better know the heat loss. You better know all these things and be able to explain it to them when and if you have that customer that wants it. But
Yeah.
like you said, and I think so well, that's where that interviewing the customer right comes up front. Find out what kind of customer you have and what they're looking for, and talk to their level. And I don't mean level as in intelligence, but level of intelligence at times on the subject,
Right.
but also their level of interest. And if you do that, you're going to win way more than you lose, because I've used to be that guy. So I'm talking of experience. I learned all this list of 75 different features, and it's like 3 features in. The customer, by his look, is telling me, Randy, I don't care. But I was young and dumb, and I got 12 more to tell you,
Right.
right? Because I learned this stuff, and I'm going to tell you how smart I am.
Yeah.
So you're going to shut up and not buy. Give me that ink pen back, because I got to give you the next 7, because I got to prove how smart I am. And but as I got older and smarter, and figured out when you lose some deals sometimes because you realize you should have just went with the direction the customer wants. And I think that's the key. So I don't know if that answered the question, but I think that's very important that a lot of people forget.
Yeah. No, I think you nailed it. It's a great answer.
Awesome. I just made
Thank
it
you.
up. I don't even know if it made sense, but
Well, thank you as always, Randy. I appreciate you taking the time to
of
answer our
course,
influencer question.
it's great to be here. See you next time.